Hi there, boys and girls. My name is Bill, and you're watching Bill's Box of Sound, as usual. Well, I just got done watching Mazzy's most recent Whack-A-Mole, where he does all the shout-outs, and yeah, it's official. Mazzy hates me. It's a joke! It's a joke, okay? We love you, Mazzy. I'm talking about Norman Masloff. If you don't watch his channel, check it out. Within no time at all, you will love Mazzy, as we all do. Anyway, here's what's going on. Been wanting to do some videos all week. I got another Ghoul song video to do. I want to do something about Record Store Days Black Friday 2019. But right now, I'm going to do something similar to what Mazzy does with his Whack-A-Mole, although with a really big twist. We had a record show this past Sunday, a record swap, and it was the vinyl show at the Winchester it's on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. And we had a great show. It wasn't crazy busy, but we had constant traffic the whole day, lots of great people. And I DJ'd the event, as I do most of these, and I wanted to show you some records. First of all, I didn't buy any records. I usually buy a whole bunch, but I didn't buy any this time around, but I want to let you know of the records that I received as gifts. So let's start with this one here, Psychedelic Lollipop by the Blues Magoos. Now, Shalee, who is a vendor and also a buyer at these shows, she had this at one of the shows, and I had seen it, and I liked it a lot, but before I had a chance to buy it, I had to run back up to the stage and change the record that was playing next. So, but by the time I got back there, she had packed up and gone home. So the next time I saw her, I said, Shalee, you got that Blues Magoos record? And she says, no, I'm sorry, I didn't bring it this time, but I'll bring it for you. And then eventually she showed up and gave me this. Now, this has the hits We Ain't Got Nothing Yet, and their great version of Tobacco Road on it. And all over this thing, it says High Fidelity. Even on the record label itself, it says mono. Let's see if I can get it in focus here. Right there, it says monaural. But I put the record on, slapped the headphones on. Oh, this puppy's stereo all the way through. And even though this record was done, back in the 60s, I forgot whether it was 66 or 68, something like that. Definitely in the psychedelic era, one of the first albums that had the name psychedelic in its title. It's mixed quite well for a stereo record. It's not all hard left, hard right stuff. So, I'm very happy with that. So, that's it for that. And Mr. Melcher, also known as Just Melch, gave me this record that says Earth News, August 18th, 1980. It's a random record that he gave me because it's got interviews with Frank Sinatra on it. Haven't listened to this yet, but I definitely want to check this out. And that was pretty cool. But then, in the latter part of the day, Melch came up to me and he just handed me this record. And I go, what the fuck is that? What on earth is that? This is a 7-inch record of John Coltrane's Ascension. Now, if you're familiar with that album, give me a second here. I'll just grab my copies of it. I think I already showed this before, but I just got to do this. It's very important to me. Okay, yeah, I got two versions of this, version 1 and version 2, a vintage and a reissue. Okay, this is like a 37 to 40 minute piece of free jazz. It's like 15 people in the studio and they're honking and blowing like crazy. There is some organization to it, but this is one of the records that really opened the door to free jazz, along with a few Ornette Coleman records. God, I love this album. But had never seen this before. And what this is, it's this is a record that was made for jukeboxes. There was a special jukebox that was made that played records at 33 RPM, and special sampler records which had excerpts of the album were put inside. And this is one of them. And each side has 8 minutes of Ascension on it. Freeze frame that, check it out. So, totally blew my mind that he gave that to me. So, now, what records did I play? Well, the records that I played are in this box right here. And the way that I picked my records was on Friday nights, not only in the Northeast Ohio Vinyl Club, but also in the YouTube vinyl community. They have this thing called the Flying Finger of Fate, and it's usually on Friday nights. You go into Discogs, and if you've got your record collection put in on Discogs, you can hit random, and it'll pick a random record. Well, I don't have all of my records on Discogs. I just got a few of them. But I do have a Excel spreadsheet, which has the majority of my collection. I've got about 5,000 albums, and about 4,400 of them are listed on this Excel spreadsheet that I have in my computer. So I got a random number generator, just started picking numbers, and I said the next number it picks, I'm pulling that record out, and I'm going to play it at the next swap. So these are the records. I'm going to go through these as quickly as I possibly can because I've already burned through almost 7 minutes. 10 Wheel Drive with Genya Raven, Brief Replies. From the 60s, band with horns in it. And she's got kind of a bluesy Janis Joplin type of voice. This is really good stuff. We've got the London Muddy Waters Sessions. There was a series of records on Chess, Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Chuck Berry, where they had people like Eric Clapton, Buddy Guy. Who's on this record? Let's see. Musicians on this record. The Stones were included with this as well. Okay, we got Rory Gallagher, Rick Gretsch, Steve Winwood, Mitch Mitchell on this record, amongst others. And wow, what a record this is! It's there's so many good Muddy Waters albums, but this is one of them. Okay, a record that I pulled but did not play is this picture disc by National Lampoon called That's Not Funny, That's Sick. This is a hilarious record that was put out in 1977. If you're a fan of the old National Lampoon Radio Hour, you'd be fond of this. Let's see, I didn't play that, but I'm not even going to show that. Didn't play that. Oh, by the way, at the end of every vinyl swap, to let you know that things are winding down and we're going to finish for the day, we play this. There's a track on this Fonzie Favorites record called the Fonzarelli Slide. Oh, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible cut where they blend the universe of Happy Days and Welcome Back Kotter, but no original voices. It's all an impersonation. Oh, it's terrible, but for some reason we play it to end the swaps. Okay, more records that I played. Let's see here. Man, there's a whole bunch of records that I pulled but didn't play. I'll just show you them. Johnny Guitar Watson, Strike on Computers. Tomita, Pictures at an Exhibition. Cheap Trick, Next Position Please, produced by Todd Rundgren. The Ruddles. I'd like to find out what Mazzy thinks about The Ruddles. Freddie Hubbard, Open Sesame. MX80 Sound, Crowd Control on the Ralph Records label. Very heavy, almost pop. And this is something that I play if I'm going to talk for a long time. I'll put this record on. Ken Ralston. Lawrence Welk presents Bob Ralston playing the greatest organ hits of Ken Griffin. Don't know who Bob Ralston is. Don't know who Ken Griffin is. But one thing about this is it must be good because it says, oh, there's an advertisement for Lawrence Welk's autobiography, Waterfall, a Waterfall. And Ranwood Records, Lawrence Welk's label, by the way, is the ultimate in stereo recording. So get into that. All right. Other records that I actually did play. Janis Joplin, I Got Them Old Cosmic Blues Again, Mama. Gotta love her. Henry Cow, their first full album, Unrest. Fred Frith, Chris Cutler, Tim Hodgkinson, Lindsay Cooper. This is before Dagmar Krause joined the band because she was in Slap Happy. Little Feat, the last record album. Recently, Paul Barrera passed away. So I didn't pick this myself. My random number generator picked it to play it. Dexter Gordon, Walk the Blues. This is a record store day on the ORG record label. This is live where? In Copenhagen in 1967. Played, what song? I don't remember, by Peter Gabriel off of the third album, the Melt album. What else we got? We've got Rage Against the Machine. All cover songs played by Rage Against the Machine. What do you think about these guys getting back together? Is it a cash grab or what? I mean, Rage Against the Machine reuniting kind of sounds like a complete contradiction of what they used to stand for. But given the political climate nowadays, it might just be time for Rage Against the Machine to come back and say some really important things. What do you think? Okay. Also at the swaps, I always do Sun. This is Black One. I believe I got this one as a gift from Tim Guthrie, Artsy Fartsy Timo. And I always play Sun, and I mash up something else with it. And what did I mash up with it? Well, I should have it somewhere close by. Oh yeah, the Music Improvisation Company. Very early release on ECM, number 5 from the ECM. It's got Derek Bailey on guitar, Jamie Muir, who was in King Crimson for a while, Evan Parker, Hugh Davies, and Christine Jeffrey. It's a weird record, almost guaranteed to clear the room if you put it on. Okay, what else we got? Happy the Man, progressive band on Arista. Played that. Got a little bit of the Enoch Light. This is great themes from hit films recorded on 35mm RPM film. Anyway, yeah, like I said, all this stuff was picked at random, so it was holding a gun to my head. Play this record! Bruce Springsteen, Greetings from Asbury Park. I played, and here's the original cover. Yeah, baby. I played, what was it? Was it Spirit in the Night? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I played Spirit in the Night and It's Hard to Be a Saint in the City from this album. What else? They Might Be Giants, the Nanobots album. I played that. I also played Gentle Giant in a Glass House and got to meet a local college radio host, Laura Peskin. Got to meet her. She's a big Gentle Giant fan. Loves this album as well. Played a track off of that. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Long After Dark. I played You Got Lucky. Three Dog Night, 7 Separate Fools. Inside of this album are 7 big postcards. This is the album with Pieces of April and Black and White. But I played, what was the name of the song? I think it was Freedom for the Stallion. I played something at the end of side 2. Prince, I Wish You Heaven, the 12-inch single, which has on the flip side Scarlet Pussy by Camille. And if you're a big Prince fan, you know what that is. Dead Kennedys, 12-inch for Bleed for Me and Life Sentence. I played that. Dipped into the half Japanese catalog with Jad Fair's solo album Best Wishes. And also the half Japanese album Perfect. Played a track from each of those. Completely at random, it picked the 1812 Overture by Tchaikovsky by Bernard Haitink and the Concertgebouw Orchestra of Amsterdam on Philips. That was a big surprise. This I segued out of the Sun with, I believe. Either that or the Jad Fair. I'm not too sure. Okay, let's get to some popular stuff. Paul McCartney, Band on the Run. My original record from, what was this, 1975? No, 1973. My original copy of this. I played a track off of that. I think it was Hell on Wheels. Rolling Stones, Undercover, with the stickers all intact. I played something from that. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Well, just Blakey in Paris with Bud Powell and Lee Morgan. This is an incredibly scratched record, but it has a good version of A Night in Tunisia on it. I played Buffalo Gals by Malcolm McLaren and the Supreme Team. This is the scratch version where all the music is on one side and all the noises are on the other side. Played a track by Graham Parker from Another Gray Area. I know, the glare is just killing us. The quadraphonic version of Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. Played John McLaughlin off of that. Completely at random, it picked out the Beatles' Rock and Roll Music, Volume 1. Very, very first album by the Flaming Lips. Here it is. I played that. Here's Looking at You, Baby. Ry Cooder, one of your favorite guitarists. Borderline, played something off of that. And I believe that that is everything in the box. Yeah, I covered everything in about 15 minutes or so. So look for more videos from me. I'm a very busy person, so a lot of times I just get to the end of the day and I don't have time to make a video. So what can I say? What can I do? But I'll see you soon. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Had a great time. Hope you did too. And yeah, Mazzy hates me, but I deal with it. Take care.